The powerlifting competition promises to be interesting, with some of the world's strongest men gathered to bench press more than 2.5 times their own weight. One of the lifters is Wayne Washington, a Long Island native who has gained a reputation for both his powerlifting prowess and his outspokenness when it comes to rights for the disabled. Cablevision's John Bryce met with Wayne for our Apple Bank Spotlight.
Blessed with God, to be able to do what I'm doing. There's not too many people that are doing what I'm doing, not even people that are walking that are doing what I'm doing.
At 30 years old, Wayne Washington is on the verge of breaking the national record of 295 pounds for light featherweights in weightlifting. He was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, an affliction that renders bones susceptible to fractures during youth. But over the past 10 years, his accomplishments in weightlifting are considered outstanding, regardless of a disability.
At the Olympics, I hope to do 300 or more, 300 or 310, somewhere around there. I've been training for like 10 years, off and on, and I put my heart into it. And it's something that I really love from the beginning. And now that I'm going to the Olympics, it just makes it blows it even more. It makes it even more exciting.
He has plenty of reason to be excited. His coach, Dan Schwab, expects Wayne to win the gold.
It appears at this time, from what we know about international competition, that he would rank in his weight class in the top 8 lifters in the world. And because the international games will be held in our facility where we train all year round, I think we have an advantage that we could come home with the medal in our weight class.
Wayne's road to becoming a world-class athlete has been paved with hard work. Over the past year, he's increased his top lift by over 50 pounds, a credit to his 5-day-a-week training. But that's just for the physical part of it. The mental preparation, he says, is a full-time routine.
If you're not mentally prepared, you might as well hang it up.
That philosophy doesn't only apply to Wayne's involvement with weightlifting. He's currently a freshman computer science student at Nassau Community College. And in his spare time, he works as a volunteer with young leukemia patients at North Shore Hospital.
I found that very fulfilling, working with kids that were terminally ill and some kids that were just in the hospital for minor injuries, and it was very interesting.
What do you think you learned from that experience?
I learned that my problems is not as bad as they seem to be, and life is beautiful, and life can be rough at times, but overall it's still a beautiful thing.
Even though Wayne relies on a wheelchair to get around, he doesn't consider himself to be handicapped. In fact, he jokingly says that being in a wheelchair has its advantages when it comes to getting a parking spot. But he speaks in earnest when he talks about the barriers facing today's handicapped. Do you feel that our whole society still needs to learn quite a bit more to understand the disabled?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. I mean, in the past 10 years, things have changed dramatically, but the most important thing that has to change is the people's attitudes toward the people that are disabled. I mean, attitudes towards meeting, socializing, being with them, accepting. It's okay to have things adapted for them, but we all live in this world together, and we have to make it,
I'm John Bryce for Cablevision at Nassau Community College.
Now, Wayne is competing in the light featherweight classification, having lifted 130 kilograms earlier this year. Washington is certainly one of the favorites to win the gold. But now let's go to that Nassau Community College gymnasium and Bob Galestein for the light featherweight competition.
Wayne Washington with a lot of friends and family. He lives just a couple of miles from here. He's starting off at 125 kilograms. Now, bear in mind that the Olympic record set 4 years ago is 117.5. So already on Washington's first attempt, should he be successful, and it appears that he will, judging by pre-competition commentary and discussion, his first attempt will break the record, and that's just a little bit of what Mr. Washington can do. A fellow who spent most of the first 12 years of his life in a hospital in White Plains, New York, that's suburban New York City, and has started to attend the Human Resources School in Alberton, New York, nearby Uniondale, in 1969. Started lifting 10 years ago at the National Wheelchair Games in Spokane. Now, his best attempt is 290 pounds, which is somewhere in the vicinity of 135 kilograms. And he did that last year in the National Wheelchair Games. He wants to go for 300 pounds. Wayne Washington now 125 kilograms. This is his first attempt. Should he get this, he will clinch the gold medal, with still 2 attempts to go. Okay, Wayne Washington, 125 kilograms. And if he gets this, you'll hear a roar. Wayne is unsuccessful at 125. Bear in mind, they cannot take weight off the bar. Wayne, at minimum, in his second and third attempts, must do at least 125 kilograms. So he cannot win the silver or the bronze. It's the gold or nothing for Wayne Washington. This is Wayne Washington's second attempt. You have to wonder if maybe a little bit of overconfidence in the first try. Remember, weight cannot be taken off the bar. So Wayne will make a second attempt also at 125 kilograms. If he gets it, it's a new Olympic record and a gold medal for USA's Wayne Washington. Wayne Washington 0 for 2. He has one more attempt at either complete success or total failure statistically in this competition, although the competition goes beyond the statistics. Wayne Washington was disqualified from his third attempt because it took too much time in getting to the bench from when his time was announced. So on the chalkboard, a defeat for Wayne, but not for its intended purpose. For as Wayne says, I just want to tell everybody what people like me can do.
This wasn't a success as far as I'm concerned. It was quite an experience. And like I said many times before, that I'm here not just for myself, but for many other disabled people, to encourage them to come out and to be athletic and to see their capabilities, you know. So it was a success as far as I'm concerned, even though I did not win the gold medal.
The results in the powerlifting light featherweight: the gold went to Niels-Åke Lindahl of Sweden, the silver to Hervé Paillet of France, and the bronze to Jung Kum-jung of Korea. Stay tuned now for the game's update after these messages.